If you're on a date and the woman's like, I don't want Taco Bell. I don't like Taco Bell. You just be like, get out of the car. Is that what you'd be like?
Ooh, I wouldn't say get out the car. It's not like a deal breaker per se, but it is a sign. It's not a red flag, but it's definitely like an orange. Welcome to the Top Podcast. It's your host Lou, and joining me are Rob.
What up, though?
And Mike.
Heyo.
We'd like to have a fun question each week. Feel free to comment on the socials, any questions that you might have, and maybe we'll read them out next pod. I got two questions. I have one that's related to the topic, or I have a super dude question.
I'm down for both.
Both? Oh shoot, both of them. You want both?
I'll take them both at the same time.
At the same damn time. Okay, we'll do the man one first. If you could have a mastery over any weapon, and it is as far as your brain can think it. If you can think it, you can do it with the weapon. What weapon are you choosing?
Does this expand to like literature, like sci-fi stuff, or is it just what's in the real world?
Yeah, so if you have a lightsaber, a lightsaber, you don't have the Force.
Okay.
You just have like the lightsaber. Sure, like if you have Excalibur, it is what it is, like that kind of stuff.
If I have a magic wand, can I cast spells with it?
You know what? I'll give it to you, but you have to I guess what
That's busted.
System? It is busted. So what system are you going through?
I mean, I was thinking Harry Potter, but we can go with no just for this. I get the spirit of the question, so I'll stick to that.
Okay. Thank you for respecting the spirit.
I'd go with pistols. It'd be
Pistols?
guns, maybe revolvers. Just I know I'm losing some of the I know any real pew pew heads out there are freaking out.
I bet you there.
I understand that I'm sacrificing quality for the cool factor.
Hey Zach, we
okay
see you.
That.
I think revolvers. It's definitely also a statement. Like you chose that revolver, so. I'm down with the revolver gang. Where's my 6 shooters at?
Interesting. Both.
Oh no, that's not what I would pick. But I'm just saying, for pistols, I like the aesthetic of the revolver.
I gotcha.
I would have to say, do I have to? So, can I just say swords as a broad category, or do I have to narrow it down? Because that's huge.
You have to narrow it down.
Okay, I'll say fencing swords. Just because then you can make bank at the Olympics, and you're still like a sword master.
Ooh,
I think every question that I've given you guys, Robert, you found a way to make money off of it.
Hey, that's how this brain works. How do I turn a profit?
Yeah. I was thinking about this quite a bit, and a couple cool ideas. I'm a weeb.
If you say katana, I'm gonna rage.
Well, no, it wouldn't be just the katana. It would be like the dual-handed big katana. I forgot the name of it. I'm not really good with pronouncing Japanese words anyway. So
isn't it like a tano or tanto? Or no, is that I think that's the dagger one.
The biggest one that you can think of. I think that would be pretty sweet.
Oh, shoot, what is it?
So that would be one idea. I just feel like I would do more damage with something bigger. I personally like a little bit of a meteor blade per se, but whatever. But I think my pick is going to be the tank. I think it would be insane just being able to control the tank with one person and do everything that I could think of with a tank. Drive it in places that it does not need to be driven and being perfectly balanced with it.
As all things should be.
Blowing up a bunch of things. Yeah, just absolutely destroying. I just recently watched Fury a couple months ago.
Fantastic movie.
Pretty good movie. Yeah, pretty good movie. Yeah, I think I picked that. And then the second question is, what's your favorite appetizer? Go-to appetizer. For me, it's my personal favorite. I don't think it's a great for the crowd favorite, but I love jalapeno poppers. I'm a big fan of the jalapeno poppers, or some sort of chicken cheese dip. I'm pretty good. One of our favorite Mexican restaurants has this thing called flaming cheese, and boy, that is delicious. Not that kind of flaming.
Not Saganaki.
Yeah, no. But that'd be crazy if a Mexican restaurant had a Greek dish.
That would be.
But But no. Yeah. So,
I would not say no to a Mexican twist on Saganaki, though. That sounds pretty good.
It is pretty
just like
good.
Monterey Jack or Pepper Jack, just light it on fire. I could see it.
Yeah, it'd be tasty.
I'm pretty basic when it comes to appetizers. My go-to is mozzarella sticks. I think, it's hard to mess up a mozzarella stick unless you're McDonald's and you try to make mozzarella sticks. But especially the quality mozzarella sticks, those are fantastic. But the lesser known, like less popular ones that pizza chain down in Tulsa had, they had fried ravioli bites. Those were so good. It was like
Pretty much mozzarella sticks.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. Just it has a little more carbs and yeah.
So mozz sticks were definitely high up on my list, and mac and cheese bites are a serious contender.
Those are good.
Yeah, they can be not so good though. I've had some pretty bad mac and cheese bites, but good ones are really good.
Mm-hmm. Would you consider wings an appetizer? Because like that can be either or.
That's where I was leaning.
Yeah, I mean they are appetizers if you share them with a bunch of people. I'll give it to you. I just don't like sharing my wings with people. I'm just not a big fan of it.
That's fair. I think ultimately though, I'm gonna have to go. Oh, it's between. Can I give two and we just fight it out, or
Sure.
even let maybe make a poll and let the comment section vote? It's between the giant pretzel, especially if they give you cheese and cinnamon butter.
Oh, big brain move. I like that a
And the
lot.
Southwest egg roll from Chili's.
I don't know if I've had their Southwest egg roll.
Dude, they're good. And I'm only allowed to say true good things about Chili's on social media.
It's true.
I love that episode because there's so many bleeps because we didn't know. It's so good. It's so good. But we're not talking about anything bad about Chili's.
Well, you can, Lou. Mike and I can't.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I thought I signed it. I thought I signed it too. Yeah, Chili's is okay. If I had a choice between Chili's and Applebee's, I'm gonna go Chili's.
Okay, I was about to throw hands if you said Applebee's.
Really?
What, you would choose Applebee's over Chili's?
I mean, it depends on what I'm hungry for, but
What is wrong with you?
half off apps.
Okay, I'll give you half off apps, but like everything else.
Fiesta lime chicken is better than the chicken option at Chili's. It's like the same thing, but I don't think it's as good. Better margaritas at Chili's. Better nachos at Chili's.
Neither of their ribs are very good.
That's true.
Yeah,
but
I would never get ribs.
That's true.
I would never get ribs.
Well, I did. So for New Year's Eve, we went to Applebee's with like some church friends, and they had like this. It's supposed to be a riblet and chicken platter, but they're out of riblets, so they just gave me ribs. And both of those options were, it sounded and looked good on the menu, but no, my goodness, they were so dried out and everything. Not a fan. And I can say that Applebee's, and you can't stop me.
Some CEOs losing their mind right now.
They both have their strengths and weaknesses for sure, but more often, I think I'd end up going to Applebee's.
It's just I'll give you the half off apps.
Applebee's half off apps, and Applebee's does really good. Have that quesadilla burger. That's really the only thing that I like at Applebee's.
My stomach can't take all their burgers. I don't know what it is. I won't get into too much detail.
Okay. We appreciate that. We thank you. I think that would be good podcasting though, but maybe another week.
We could be sponsored by one of these two restaurants, and we'll have our podcast and whenever we're next together. So Applebee's CEO that's raging right now, just email me at thetoppodcast@gmail.com. We'll work it out.
The businessman. You'd love to hear it. All right. Today we are talking about top 5 cheap places to take your date on. Is that good? I think that's good. That's the right way to say it.
It's true. I couldn't remember if it was first date or any date.
Oh,
I think it was first date because because I made some choices specifically because there were things I was like, you don't do that on a first date.
I have the opposite. I have a bunch of things on mine that I would not take a first date on.
Here's how I was looking at it. I looked at it as an opportunity to present the younger generation with some good ideas, to pass down the wisdom that I accrued as one of the F-boys of Bear Lake. And if we all look at it that way, we can give them good first date ideas and good second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, whatever date.
Just don't go on a movie for your first date.
Yeah, no.
No, terrible. It's
garbage. Unless you go to dinner first and the movie is The Amazing Spider-Man. That's a solid date, I'll tell you what. Now, the twist was, after we watched the movie, we just sat in front of the movie theater, like, on the grass until, like, midnight, just talking. Yeah, so it wasn't like, we just saw a movie, and then parted. Like, that's not a good date.
You guys ever been to the drive-in?
Oh, drive-in's a good move.
Not in a very long time.
Drive-in, I think it is a good move. No,
I tried. I
haven't done it in a long time either. But
it's really hard to find a girl who wants to go watch a movie on a moped. It's just...
Not much privacy either.
What are you guys doing at the drive-in? I just watched the movie.
Does she get to sit on front or sit in the back, or do you have like a
She
side?
sits on the ground.
She sits on the ground.
Oh, he has like the sidecar, like the old motorcycle sidecar.
That would be cute. That'd be cute.
I feel like she'd disagree, but yeah,
I would think it was cute if I was watching it. But all right, so we got a little mixture of both. First date, multiple dates. Robert, what does your list look like?
I tried to do mostly first dates, kind of that seem fancier, but there's one or two that definitely. There's one that I wouldn't take as a first date. I guess both.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Sounds good. None of mine. Well, one of them is a good first date. The rest of them, you would be screwed if you try to take these girl out to the first date. So my number 5 is Taco Bell. Not a good first date.
All right, and also just to clarify, I know Mike and I talked, but we set like it was a $50 cap including tip, right?
Yeah, that was on the group text.
Yeah.
Yes, I didn't respond, but I agreed to.
Okay.
I agreed to that in my head and then didn't respond.
I just thought we'd give the parameters to the listeners too,
right.
to what we consider a cheap, quote unquote, a budget date is.
You can eat like a king at Taco Bell.
So I grew up eating Taco Bell. It was my dad's favorite fast food restaurant, and so I am a Taco Bell connoisseur. Back in the day when I was working with my dad doing landscaping, he gave me a deal. Either I work all day for $20 or I get paid like $2 an hour. I thought, big brain, big money brain back in the day at, I don't know, 11 years old, 12 years old, that $20 is more than $2. And so I took the $20 thing. So he paid me $20, but then he worked me like crazy. And so the way to get back at him when we went to Taco Bell, to at least spend $20 every time I'm in there. And to make up for the quote-unquote slave labor that he was putting me through at 12 years old.
To be fair,
that's
$2 an hour is pretty much slave labor.
Below minimum wage.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wait family tables business for $2 an hour.
He might have gave me a better, but I remember it being pretty low too. So I cashed out on Taco Bell, and so I think that has the effect of the reason why I'm this big now, because how much Taco Bell I've eaten in the past. But I've learned to appreciate Taco Bell. And if I am on a date, I want my woman to love Taco Bell, not as much as I do, because that's aggressive, but I want to at least know that Taco Bell is probably going to be a thing in my life, and I'm interested in what she's interested in, It seems like women love potatoes at Taco Bell. That seems like the go-to thing I don't want to judge all women. It's not judge, but that's it for me.
So is it kind of more of a test? Like if you're on a date, pre-marriage, pre-married Lucian, if you're on a date and the woman's like, I don't want Taco Bell, I don't like Taco Bell, you just be like, get out of the car. Is that what you'd be like?
Ooh, I wouldn't say get out the car. I think my woman goes through phases of liking Taco Bell and not liking Taco Bell. And so it's not like a deal breaker per se, but it is a sign. It's not a red flag, but it's definitely like an orange flag.
It's a beige. Oh, it's orange, it's a little.
It's a little like questionable. Like what else don't you like?
Mm-hmm.
I need a woman. So I was actually going to preface this. If you're spending a lot of money on your first date, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but spending money on a woman that you don't even know if you like or not, I think that's very questionable, personally. If you're trying to impress her with how much money you have, I don't think that's going to work, big dog. I've known guys who spend very little money on women and ended up highly successful in the dating scene. So I don't think you need to spend money to impress a girl. I think that's just my opinion, though. I don't know how you guys feel about it.
I think it depends on how. So if I, for example, were to go up to a woman and be like, hi, we've never met. You are quite attractive. I would like to maybe take you on a date sometime. Can I get your number? Then I'm totally with you. It's like, I don't know if I like this girl. Maybe I don't drop a ton of money. But that's not really my MO. I tend to, like, if I'm asking you on a date, we already know each other pretty well, and I'm already very confident that I like you. At which point it's like, oh, I would like to take you out on a nice date and have an awesome time. And so at that point, it's less about trying to impress the woman so much as like, hey, let's go have a good time. So I think the mindset is kind of the key thing.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the similar vein as Mike, where I'm like, if I was asking a girl out when I did, it was always someone like we already had like some like relationship and someone like, we've already hung out as a group or, whatever. So it was never like someone I just met or, have had talked to like 3 times. So for then I'd be more willing to go out and spend a little bit more because if it was some random person off the street, I'm okay with Taco Bell.
Also, either of you ever had the balls to just go up to someone you don't know and be like, "Can I take you on a date?"
Dude, I barely had the balls to ask my wife out. I mean, that was not my
Your
MO.
wife asked you out?
No, that was just not my MO.
Oh.
I think it's got cut from the podcast back in my play, which no one should ever do, was be like, oh, let's just become really good friends first, and then hopefully they'll realize that they also like me, like I like them. Doesn't work. Don't do that. That was did not lead to very many relationships. But my wife now was the fastest I've ever asked someone out, which was, maybe 2 weeks. We've been talking, like texting each other. So that's my quickest.
I would never do that because I couldn't. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah. Like, at my most brazen and at the height of my, like, ego, I still couldn't even imagine the concept. Like, I was just like, no, not a chance. No way.
He's just like, you're hot in some kind of, like, an earthy way, so let's go out.
To be clear, that part of the story is an internal monologue. I did not say that out loud. Although in hindsight, I kind of wish I had. I would love to know what a woman. I would love to know what someone would say to that. Without
Future would have been
actually
totally
go
different. Mike would have been a hippie, living in the woods and everything.
Smoking salvia.
Yeah. He didn't seem to like that outcome.
I mean, living in the woods doesn't sound too bad. Can you podcast from the woods?
That's a hot spot.
Yeah.
Could make it work.
All right, so my number 5, I'm going to completely butcher this name. It's Carinderia. It's a Filipino restaurant. And I've only actually been there once, but it's like downtown, brick walls on each side and everything. It's a very nice, relaxing atmosphere. And, I feel like if I was going on a first date, or I'll take my wife there anytime, because the food is delicious, number one. It's not that expensive. You could eat under $50 for both of you and include tip. It's kind of like exotic, because how many people, especially, well, I guess in small town North Dakota, there's Filipino restaurants aren't, found very easily. So it's something, we can talk, you experience another culture, and just enjoy good food.
Yeah, I wonder how Filipinos ended up in North Dakota. I wonder if they got
Oil,
lost
baby.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, that's fair.
That's why any immigrant is in North Dakota. Same reason I'm here.
Any human being, yeah.
Drill, baby, drill.
What do you usually get there?
The one time I went there, I think I talked about this. I got a Korean fried chicken, which, not Filipino, because they say it's big there. And it wasn't as spicy as I thought it would be. And then I was talking to someone later, and they're like, yeah, Filipinos don't really have the spice thing down. It's not like, Thai or Indian or something like that. Those are the big name spice games. So like, yeah, they're not super spicy in the Philippines.
You ever seen, I always wanted to try this, but that Filipino duck egg called bullet?
Yeah, they had some there.
The embryo still is. Oh, did they?
Yeah. I think they fried it, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it by myself, but I wouldn't do it by myself, but I would do it with a group of guys.
Yeah.
But it is a wild. If you look it up, it's a wild.
What is the
situation.
concept?
It is a fertilized duck egg, a bird egg, usually duck, and it's like halfway grown, but you can eat it. It's called BALUT.
Man, I've watched Survivor. I've seen grown men not be able to do that for $1 million.
Someone who worked with at camp, Preston, he did a mission in the Philippines, and he tried it, I think. Said it was a once in a lifetime experience for him.
It means he didn't like it.
Yep.
I never had Filipino food, but I know a lot about it. Like halo halo, which is like their like ice cream or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely want to go to a place.
Well, whenever you mosey your way on over here, I'll treat you to the Filipino restaurant.
I appreciate it.
Cheapskate. Lou, I'd take you on a real date, man.
Would you? I appreciate it. What? Wine and a dime? Is there going to be alcohol involved?
I don't think they have alcohol there.
Yeah, sure. You only need like one beer, you said? Yeah, that's fine.
That is very true. I'm the biggest lightweight I've ever met in my entire life.
For me, I think, like I said, I kind of looked at this as what are some good tips that I can give? Where it's like, hey, here's a good date. You'll have a good time. You know, it'll look sophisticated enough, or like you've at least put some thought into it. But you keep it under $50. I would go with your local Mexican place. So like for me, it's Los Tres Amigos. But there's always somewhere around, at least in the Detroit area, there's always somewhere around, and it's like you can go, you can get good food. It's not the cheapest thing on my list, which is why it's number 5, but you should be able to both eat a satisfying meal, have a good time, enjoy the atmosphere, tip well, get out under.
Yeah, I mean that's your choice. I agree.
Yeah, Yeah, it's such a good choice. I have really nothing to say about it. That's where the
It's
flaming cheese is, though. So yes, all right. Number four is so mine potentially get better as it goes on, but I'm a very cheap date. I'm not gonna lie. So my number four is Blaze Pizza or the other one. I can't remember the name of the other one offhand.
Is that like Mod's
But if you
Pizza?
don't have a Mod's Pizza. So if you don't know what Blaze Pizza or Mod's Pizza is, it's pretty much like it's like a Subway style. You
Dang, he
choose
don't
what
even
you want on your
care.
Pizza.
He don't.
no, he does
He
not.
does not care about the objection.
Oh, I didn't even hear it. Was there an issue? Do we not like Mod or Blaze Pizza?
No, that's me saying I also have Mod Pizza on my list.
Just a different ranking usually.
Nice. I'm out of the loop. Yeah. What was I doing?
So Blaze
Explaining
Pizza.
Blaze Pizza.
Yeah,
Google it.
Subway
Just
for your
Google it.
pizza.
Subway
that's
for your
exactly
pizza,
what it
pretty
is.
much.
Yeah,
But it's like oven roasted or oven baked or whatever. So it's like in this like big. What would you? It's not
The stone
it's
oven,
like
stone
something other
pizza
than an
oven.
Yeah, it's like a stone pizza oven. So it's kind of fancy. You're not just getting a regular Little Caesars or something like a $5 foot long. I mean a hot ready. I'm getting them mixed up. They don't pay. My favorite part is they don't pay per item that you put on the pizza, and so I will get almost everything on the pizza because I'm pretty much paying for it. I try to get most bang for your buck, and then I will like kind of not swoon, but I'll play the little game. I don't know if you guys play this game where like somebody's making your food in front of you. How's your day? Oh, just a little bit more. Oh, can you just put a little bit more in here? Oh, man, you're really good at this. That kind of thing. I'm
Try to
not.
butter them up.
I'm not. Yeah, I'll butter them up. Call me Mrs. Butterworth. I'm a little cute little boy. If I get a little bit more food, I'll do a little song and dance for you. So,
No, I don't do that.
yeah,
I
I
try
did
to
it
avoid
so.
talking to people as much as possible that I don't know.
I did it so good at Chipotle one time that the lady gave me double steak, and the person that was cashing me out was like double steak, and the lady was like, no, 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 not double steak, and I was like, oh, I did good. I'm a G. So yeah, Blaze Pizza, good stuff.
yeah. For me, it's like you said, it's good food. It feels fancy. You get that brick oven experience. I'm thinking Mod specifically. I've never been to Blaze, but I've been to Mod and other non-chain options. It's also, this is a big one, you're not tipping 20%, right? You might throw some money in the tip jar or something, but it's like a buck or two. And so you can,
Right.
it's a way to stretch that dollar and dodge the tip tax.
Do you guys tip every time?
At Mod's?
At a sit-down restaurant, absolutely.
Yeah, sit down, yes.
Yeah, but not. But like, if you get like Jimmy John's delivered to you, do you tip them? Do you tip the driver?
Delivery,
I'll
yes.
tip a delivery, yes. Yeah.
But if it's like
nice.
Subway or something like that, no.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it depends. Like, if I got a $20 bill and my total is like $18.92, I'm getting $1.08 back. At that point, I'm just like, yeah, just chuck it all in the jar. Otherwise, it's like, hey, man, you're getting paid by the hour. You're not like, you got to do something above and beyond for me to like tip at one of those places.
It seems like it's getting out of hand. Like everywhere now wants a tip, and most places, like I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't go straight to that person. Like if it's a jar, it's usually split apart from everyone. I'm like, they didn't do anything. I wish I give it to you. But then there's those scumbag owners too that will take all the tips for them and still just pay their employees an hourly rate.
That's a thing.
I've heard it a few times, and I don't think they have good employee retention. But I do object to that. I think if you're
Not
making
okay.
a decent like hourly, then the reason why waiters don't get good hourly is because they're making tip money. So I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, I only not tipped my driver one time, and it felt like he almost tried to fight me. He like slammed the door. He was very upset. And I was a broke college kid, and I just had enough money for a sandwich. And I just had to do what I had to do, man. I was hungry, and my college did not make good food. So if you're out there, guy, I'm sorry. Contact me in the
sorry.
podcast, and I'll tip you.
Every delivery driver on the planet
Start
also
sending stuff to
listens to
spam.
this podcast. Yeah.
Hey, no, bad publicity is good publicity, or something like that.
No such thing
That's
as
how
bad
it works,
publicity.
right? There we go. That's why you get paid the big bucks, dog.
Yeah, last thing I'll say is I enjoy mods. Like I also have not been to Blaze, but I like it. You can customize your pizza in a lot of ways, and I make a pretty mean a barbecue Hawaiian pizza whenever I'm there.
Ooh, nice.
Nice. That's good stuff. Yeah, their sauces. I don't know about which one has good sauces, but there's like a pesto sauce for one of them, and women love their pesto. So
That's true.
some say, some say it's crazy to eat store-bought pesto.
I don't want to judge all women, but most of them like pesto.
Put a women in front of me, and they're gonna like pesto. Calling my shot.
My wife does, in fact, like pesto.
What can I say?
All right, so my number 4, I've taken Lou there, but I don't think I ever took you there, Mike. It is Terry Melt / Z Bubble Tea in Dearborn, Michigan. It's just off of Ford Road, and it's kind of a pain to get to. It's almost like a coney, but like Arabic food, and it's really good. That's the Terry Melt. You get some good, like, my wife always gets their falafel and things like that, and they have some good appetizers, like they have good mac and cheese bites and everything like that. But also, with that, it also has like a boba tea place. So it's a multiple purpose. You can go there and get one or the other, and they have really good bubble tea. And along with that, like a nice kind of chill environment. In the winter, they have like those igloos, those igloo things outside, so you can go and sit and talk and outside
nice.
and everything. So I just feel like it's a very good date idea / first date if you want to go, and has plenty of different options, great food, and great boba tea if you like boba.
Can I be honest with you, Robert?
You weren't a fan of it?
That place is trash, dog.
I hate that place so much.
My wife and I
That
disagree
place
with
is so
you.
trash. I know, and I loved being there with you just because you're one of my best friends. But I can't. I mean, you like what you like, but I know that place is trash. That place is not good.
What do you get
opinion.
there that you didn't like?
Everything. Every time I go there, I try something different, and everything sucks. The boba tea is just not authentic. The food is like overpriced. I don't want to poop on your choice.
That sounds like you're pooping on my choice.
It does sound like it, and I don't want to say it. And it has a good atmosphere, I will say. It is fun. What were we gonna say, Mike?
I have no idea. I just enjoyed what you had to say so much.
We need to take Mike there to be the tiebreaker. What did Christian think of it?
Yeah,
what did Christian think of it?
Oh, she hates it too.
Okay,
She doesn't like it.
so it's 2v2.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we're not fighting. We're not gonna.
Nope,
scrap.
we're scrapping. I'm throwing down on this number 4.
Next time we see each other, you're just gonna punch me right in the face.
I redact my
You're gonna have,
invitation to come to the Filipino restaurant. You're just gonna trash it,
Based
Mike. If
on
you
your
come,
This is authentic.
recommendation, I assume that Filipino restaurant sucks.
Well, he did go to a Filipino restaurant and get Korean food. So I mean,
true.
I don't know.
just getting dunked on today. Well, I know this list was hard. I mean, who the heck wants to, cheap dates? I ain't no broke.
Hey man, at least you're not taking a girl to Taco Bell on the first date.
That's true.
Oh, not the first date, bro. Not the first date. And don't act like Taco Bell. It is the best money for calories for any restaurant.
Hot and ready.
get, like,
Hot and ready
five-
beats you.
You think Hot Ready beats me for calorie?
I think $6 Taco Bell will not match
How much is that?
the $6 of the calories of one full hot and ready pizza.
I have
the
to
intern is
agree.
doing the research on it.
All right. Well,
So we
while
went
the
this whole
intern does this research.
divergent. Lou is not a fan of my pick, and we'll leave it at that.
Oh, you are totally. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're totally right.
Yeah, step
slice
down.
is-
Look at that. You don't even know.
one
You don't even
slice
know
is-
calories. I can't trust you with food.
Oh my gosh, one slice is 280 calories just for one slice. You do get five. You do get 14 grams of protein though. I used to put hot and readies and I used to push them together. I used to make a calzone, and I used to just eat. I used to just eat, boy. I was getting my protein in though. I'll tell you that much.
I remember when I used to eat a
28
large
grams.
pizza in one night. Oh my gosh, that's why I'm fat now.
Yeah. The government wants to get fat, man. I'm not a conspiracy theory guy, but I'm convinced the government wants to get you fat.
I don't know about that one.
I don't know if it's a hot take or not. It's
Save it
it's
for the
mostly a
conspiracy
joke.
pod.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's a
yeah.
good one.
All right, Mike.
I have been battling in my mind as to whether Mod Pizza or my other choice is my number 3. So I'm gonna go with Mod Pizza as my number 3. We already talked about it. It's back to Lou.
Okay, I love it. Number 3 is kind of the same idea as Mike, but the whole local idea. So I like local ramen / pho places.
That's a enemy.
Huh?
I
I'm
just-
not be getting anybody's.
Whenever
What do you say?
I'm surprised you didn't get this. Whenever someone says pho, I just think of Andy Mineo coming in hot. Which like, get that pho. That's that Vietnamese.
Ah, yes, I knew that. I just didn't hear you. So a couple ideas if you know that a pho slash ramen place is good. If it's in a major city, it's going to be pricey. It may be good. It may not be good. So that's just one. So for me, the best ramen slash pho places are hole in the walls. Someplace like outside of. So like if you're talking about Detroit, someplace outside of Detroit, like Redford or something. And then the smaller the seats, the better the food. It's almost a guarantee for me, and it's my experience. And then there's this guy called Freddie Wong. He did a long, and I'm a super big fan of Freddie Wong. I think I've already expressed that, but he did a thing where if it's 3 stars, it's gonna taste better than a 5-star restaurant because you know that they're rude and they're not gonna speak to you very much. So the best places are people that they just want your order, they want you to eat, and they want you to get out. And yeah, I don't care how you treat me. If your food's good, that's perfectly fine.
Did you have a pho spot in general?
Yeah, so Pho Lucky, I don't think it's. Hopefully, it doesn't blow up. But there's a Pho Lucky. It's one in Detroit and then one in Redford.
Yeah, I've been to the Redford
And
one.
hands down, I've tried other people's pho. Hands down, the best pho. And
Yeah,
it's
that pho trash. No, I'm joking. I like pho lucky. I gotta regain some
Good.
stuff here.
no, it's perfectly fine. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was gonna take that to my grave, but you know,
I know it's
felt like
it's good
honesty is the best
content.
policy,
You know,
really. Yeah, good stuff.
I gotta stop being rude
Um,
though, because then if I cut it, then I just look like a dick. So
Like my favorite ramen spot, they're in Japan like 4 months out of the year, and so I always forget, and so I try to call them up, and they're just like, "Hey, we're in Japan. Don't talk to us." It's like, "Oh, okay."
that's
I'll
that
play
pho
your
lucky.
games. No. That's a ramen spot. I'm not gonna blow that place
Oh.
up because the place is already small enough. But I will blow it Pho Lucky. That's an amazing spot. And there's like I don't know if it's vegan or vegetarian option, but I think it's a vegan option, which is pretty cool. If your girl is vegan, you can be sucking on meatballs while she's having her vegan pho.
Don't they have like a bowl challenge too?
They do have a bowl challenge. It's like it's massive. It's as wide as your arms. There's no way I'm gonna do it. Just the liquid alone, I couldn't do. I couldn't drink that much liquid. I think I could down that much rice noodles though. Are you do you like Chinese food, Mike? Like pho and all that stuff?
I'm the world's most basic when it comes to Chinese food.
Panda orange chicken.
Orange chicken's good. General Tso's is good.
So like
I like
American
Southwestern
Chinese,
egg
that kind of
rolls. Yeah, like I'm not. I would be content with steaks and cheeseburgers for 90% of my life.
like a true American. I love it.
Yeah, but also
what you like.
like a good grilled chicken Southwest salad.
That's also Southwest is also in America. Just FYI. I don't know if you knew.
Oh,
that.
I know, but I'm saying like as a non, just have a heart attack right now option.
I got you. I'm just messing.
That's
with
the
you.
other
But yeah,
10%.
that's my number 3.
My number 3 is a place that neither of you two have been to, so I can't get blasted for it. Is in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Actually, I think it burned down. So now I think there's only one in like the suburbs of Tulsa. It is called Burn Co., and it's a barbecue place. And I know you're hitting the buttons like, hey, barbecue's expensive. How are you going to go there? Well, there's this little trick for Burn Co. As long as you have a student ID, you can go in there. I think it's like $13. It's called the Hurricane Platter. You show them your ID, and they just pile on whatever meat they have. It's one of the places where once they're out of meat for the day, that's it. Like they close the doors and everything, so you have to get there in the morning. But you can get for $13, get yourself a big old platter of meat with chips and a drink. You don't have to tip, and then your girl can get whatever, or guy, or whoever you're with, your partner, can get whatever they want, and you're going to be staying underneath that $50. And you just get a platter of meat. I wouldn't recommend it for a first date because I'm going to do some nasty stuff with all that meat. So maybe, like third or fourth date, once they already got to know you, and they have this thing called the fatty. It's just like a bunch of meat ground together and put almost into like a loaf, and it's delicious, man. I love it. You're lucky if you get the brisket on there. They have good sausages, good chicken wings. So yeah, it's delicious.
So every time you're getting different meats, every time you order the Hurricane?
Yep, whenever you get the
that how that
Hurricane
works?
Platter, I'm guessing it's kind of like what they have an excess of, because like I said, they only have a limited amount of meat for the day. So also, it's fresh meat, which is nice. So I think they kind of just like throw on and pile on stuff whenever they have. It's a lot of food, especially for barbecue at $13, because Because, most of the time you're not going to get barbecue for under 50 if you're both getting like a full entree. But with that little hack, then you can get underneath that $50 line. And usually have enough for another meal.
So you're saying that to get this deal, though, I have to go to your college. I have to apply to the college.
Yep, this is for any University of Tulsa people out there.
Just for them. I respect it.
I think they may have had something for the local community college as well, but for us it was the Hurricane Platter.
Oh,
very cool.
Right, because Tulsa is the Hurricanes.
The Golden Hurricanes, yep.
Gotcha. I was like, where did they come up with this name?
Yeah, Tulsa, Oklahoma, the landlocked state, a lot of hurricanes there, believe it or not.
So, oh gosh. Oh yeah, who's next?
Mike, number 3.
Now, Rob, get your hand off that buzzer because I'm going to explain. My number 3 pick is Basement Burger Bar.
That's insane. That's a crazy choice.
That's not objection. Objection!
Yeah, that's totally objection.
Objection!
You go to the...
Objection! I couldn't find it.
So, here's how you do it. 1, you go to the one in Farmington Hills.
Yep, I agree.
Because it's connected to an arcade.
And it's a little nicer.
So it's
inside.
Yeah, it's just a cooler environment. It's the way to go. I've never been to the original in Detroit, but I've been to the one in Canton.
Farmington is the original, then it was Canton, then Detroit.
Okay.
I know my BBB.
There we go. So it's perfect.
Yeah, you do.
Now, they have recently introduced the Smash Burger.
Overrated.
I personally really like a smash burger, but more importantly, smash burger and fries, you personally, are out the door $14. I like water. I've been trying to drink less pop. Probably not going to have anything to drink on my first date, so I'm just going to get a water anyway. That leaves a pretty decent margin for the rest of the meal. Maybe a tip 18% if you're, you're dating a high roller, but it's a pretty safe bet. And if you really want to be clever, you let her order first. And if she goes too big, you just don't get the fries. You can definitely get in and out for $50 that way.
Including tip?
Including tip.
I'm looking at the menu right now, man. I can't find any smash burger.
It's on a little card on the table. That's what I had last time. I went there with Jacob maybe, a couple weeks ago.
Throw that in my face.
And
you're going to speak in my ears and tell me that?
Just FYI to everybody, Robert is a huge fan.
I'll talk about it more at my number 2. It is a little different, so I'll kind of...
Okay.
Yeah, good spot, solid food, really, really, really beyond solid food. Fantastic. And if you know how to work the system, you can get in and out under $50. Plus, if you're like me, you're probably like 9 times out of 10, any girl I date is also going to be the type to be like, I don't want to go huge on a first date. You'll make it in and out. You just got to pick the right girl.
Is it a red flag if the girl balls out on the first date and knows you're paying for her? If they
yeah. I mean, depending on what is ball out,
they get the most expensive thing on there. I guess it also depends. I don't know if so you're not gonna go to like a Fleming's, but try to think of an example that would fit.
To quote Stanley,
if you do that, you're gonna have to put out.
Dude, you cannot put that on the podcast.
I mean, it's an Office reference.
At what point is the put out? What dollar sign is the put out?
Oh, that's a wonderful question. We'll talk about it on long distance situationship and get back to you.
There we go. Glad we can give you
prostitution at that point.
Yeah.
You're buying burgers.
There are those who would argue that dating is prostitution. I'm not one of them. I've heard the argument.
That's weird.
I need to start watching Office.
Great too, because Pam's because somebody tells Pam you should order the most expensive thing on the menu so he knows you're worth it. And then Stanley from 2 desks over is, you're going to have to put out. And Pam looks at Phyllis and Phyllis is like, oh yeah, you're going to have to put out. It's a hilarious moment. It's not easy to describe. Yeah. It's better when you see it.
So I'm a Detroiter and I love brunch. I'm a brunch. I know you can't put that. You're going to have to bleep that out. I respect it, but they'll know what I'm talking about. And so there's a couple good brunch places around the world, and especially in Detroit and other areas. But for the cheapest brunch that you can get, I'm gonna go for Coney Island every time. Now, not all Coney Islands.
Can I hit objection just to the brunch? I feel like brunch was insulted there.
Well, brunch is great at Coney Island. What are you talking about?
All right, go ahead, pitch me, sell it to me.
No. Are you thinking about your favorite little restaurant, the biscuits and gravy?
No, that's most I feel like Coney is you can get, what do you consider brunch? Just having breakfast at lunchtime?
Yeah, that's literally the
Okay.
description of brunch.
I mean, kind of, but brunch has evolved into like this whole thing. I feel like nowadays, like there's specifically brunch places, and I just don't think Coney hits that mark. But go ahead.
Well, brunch places you're gonna be spending
Oh yeah,
$60
that's why I was
for
kind of
eggs
I was
Benedict.
waiting. Yeah, 100%. Brunch places
I don't
are
want-
way overpriced.
Yeah, so I want brunch at lunch, but I don't want to spend $60 on eggs and egg sauce. That's stupid.
Mike, where do you
I wanna
fall
go
on the
for a Coney.
brunch debate?
Coney is absolutely not brunch, but
Whoa!
there's nothing I love more. Whoa. There's
I-
nothing I love more
I
than
love Coney
ordering
Island.
breakfast at a Coney any time of the day. I don't go to a Coney unless I want breakfast or a gyro. Gyro. Your call. I don't care. I
Gyro.
set them all.
Gotta cover your bases.
But like,
Yeah,
I'm very
okay.
pro this date. I would just also argue it's not brunch.
So brunch places have to say that they are brunch places. Like
It's like an
only serve
atmosphere.
brunch
Yeah, they
atmosphere.
only serve like brunch
It's
style,
an atmosphere. They usually serve alcohol.
and they're expensive. I'll
it's-
say that.
It's expensive.
I agree with you there.
It's not worth the money, unless you're going to Hopcat. Hopcat for brunch, woo, baby.
Their fries aren't that good.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Robert, because we were talking about these crack fries, and now they're cosmic fries because people started freaking out. But to be fair, there was a bunch of crack in Detroit, so they need to slow down. But yeah, those fries are not that good.
No, the
I
mid.
don't know what you guys are getting at Hopcat.
I'm getting the Brunch Wrap Supreme, the ultimate breakfast burrito.
See, I think I've only had their fries there because one of my friends loves to overhype things, and he overhyped the crack fries as they were called back then, and they were mid.
Is that same friend the guy that walked us through this down Detroit
Yeah.
alleys to get basic? Okay. Yeah, I've
Man knew
that's like my
downtown, but he did not. His restaurant picks are overblown.
top 10 times I've ever been scared for my life is walking down downtown back ways to get barbecue.
I don't think I've been scared.
Okay, back to Coney. You never been scared in Detroit? I've grown up in Detroit and I've only heard horror stories about downtown. So I had this but you guys were like gallivanting like it was nothing. So I
Yeah,
was like,
well,
okay, I guess we're not gonna
downtown
get
used
stabbed
to
by-
be downtown used to be bad, but now it's one of the nicest parts of Detroit.
I will give you that. That is true. A lot of money has been put into that place, and I've been driving through some parts of Detroit for my job, and I'm like, ooh.
Ooh, I got at least one when Lucian was working at a Boys and Girls Club. I got at least one story about my car not starting, and we'll just leave it at that. Like the wheels were locked up.
Oh
and
yes.
everything.
yeah.
And Lou's like,
That's
"You're not gonna have a car
we
come
should have
tomorrow."
because it's true. We were not in a great place. So yeah, back to Coney's. If you don't know what Coney Island is, you could pretty much get anything you can think of is pretty much on the list. And I am super against going to restaurants. If the list is like a book and you can flip through it, most likely I'm not the list. The menu. If the menu is big enough to flip through it like a book, the restaurant's probably not that good. Another good example is like Ram's Horn. Really not good food, but you can get like a gyro or you can get like nachos. Any place that sells both food is not going to be good. But I think a Coney Island, is it's the exception to the rule, man. Because if you know what you're going to get, it's all good food. My basic thing is like blueberry pancakes and a side of meat, and that's like $6-7, and you're sitting pretty.
Well, and it's nice too. Like, there's a Coney Island in Metro Detroit on every street corner, basically. So if you don't like
For sure.
Leo's or Red Olive, which are like two of the bigger Coney chains, like you can go to some mom and pop and get some good Coneys there.
Yeah, I will say Plato's in Canton is the best Coney that I've ever been to.
Oh yeah, I've been that.
But if you want to get fried,
It's
yeah,
solid.
If you want to get it is solid. I'm happy that you guys have both been there. Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
I've been big on the Pantheon, also in Canton. It's a couple blocks down the street from Plato's.
Isn't that by Five Guys?
No.
Or is that Plato's? That's by
Plato's
Five
is
Guys.
by Five Guys.
Okay.
Yeah, Pantheon is tucked in next to the Starbucks but across the street from the Walmart, kitty corner to the Imagine. And it's like in a strip mall, but it is the Coney that has had the most consistently good coffee. And I am I'm a very big critic of Coney coffee, but Pantheon, they got killer coffee, and I'm only there for the breakfast anyway, so coffee's an important factor.
What's your guys' go-to like breakfast order?
I want the 3 eggs over easy with bacon, white toast, pancakes instead of hash browns, water and a coffee, black.
If I'm at a
I love how you
place,
said white toast.
white toast.
White toast,
White
black
toast.
coffee.
If it's like a place I don't know, then usually like a breakfast skillet is my go-to because that's really hard to mess up. But if it's my favorite breakfast place, which is biscuits and gravy, shout out to Lucian for showing me that one. Well, I don't know if it's top 3 at least. Then it's like an eggs Benedict, but then they had like fried chicken in there and white gravy. And it's just like a little taste of a southern breakfast right there, and I love it.
For me, I think it's a mixture of things. I think a perfect plate for me is like a little bit of everything. And so I love like Coney Island wingdings are super solid. I don't know if you guys ever had their wingdings
Not
before.
bad. Not bad.
I don't know if I have.
Yeah, they're not. No, I mean it's not gonna blow your head off, but it's
a
gonna be
Coney.
consistent. Yeah. And then you guys ever had the chicken tender wrap?
No,
Oh, I've never had the wrap, but I've had some good
No.
Coney chicken tenders though.
Yeah, the chicken tender wrap is solid. I love the bread that they use. It's like that pita bread, and then usually most Conies have really good ranch. And I don't think Mike, you're a ranch guy, right?
Oh, I love ranch.
I'm not the ranch
Oh,
guy.
you're a ranch. Okay, you're not the ranch guy. Gotcha.
You're
And
getting your
then,
white guys mixed up,
classic-
Lucian.
I'm so
Well,
sorry.
we look similar,
I'm so sorry.
Also, another thing, Coney's are like diners for anyone, kind of like a diner, where waitress will have like 6 plates up their arm when they deliver you the food and everything. It's wild what they can do.
And most of them are nice. I've had little to no bad experiences with Coney Island waitresses.
So my number 2, I know we're diverging from the new way we do things, but it's also Basement Burger Bar. And and along with Mike, I chose the Farmington one because it is the original and it's a little nicer. And they kind of have like they dim the lights, so what's the atmosphere called? Low light atmosphere kind of thing. At least the one time I was there. Unlike him, I don't get the smash burgers. That wasn't a thing when I went there, and I should preference that it's my favorite burger place. And what they do is you walk in there, they hand you a laminated sheet with all the different toppings and like options you have, and they give you a wet erase marker, and you go and you just make your own burger. It's like when you get down to it, it's maybe only like $3 to $5 more than like if you went to an Applebee's or Chili's for their burgers. So to me, that is not a bad price for a burger. And they also have, I haven't had it, but I've heard from my wife and my mom that they're really good. They have really good custom salads that you can do, kind of the same thing. You mark off what you like. That's another place I wouldn't take on a first date because my usual they have to like me to see me eat my usual burger and still want to be with me because it's a patty. I usually put cheddar and pepper jack on there, mozzarella sticks, mac and cheese bites, and they have this really good homemade or in-house ketchup barbecue sauce. Put that on there. It's delicious. It knocks about a month off your lifespan every time you eat it. So, I'm going to be dying young here. It is so delicious. And like I said, very cheap. And if you don't like it, then just come back and, change up your burger a little bit. And you can definitely eat under $50 with or without a drink. I think with those burgers, you could probably squeeze under there as long as it's not an alcoholic drink. And I highly recommend it. Lou went there for his bachelor party.
Did I go there? Oh, we
Yeah.
did go there, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah, we watched. Yeah. Very fun. Yeah, you're squeezing under $50. I will say.
It's a tight one.
It is a tight one, and it depends on how you're getting it, because you can rack up, because you could put like barbecue pulled pork on the burger, and then you know what I'm saying. So you could definitely rack it up.
Yeah, I think my burger's like 16, 17.
The only thing I will say, and it's not just a basement burger bar situation, but when people put Wagyu Kobe style beef on like the menu, especially if it's a ground beef, it drives me nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's all about just how much fat that they put into the burger. It's just like you're paying for nothing. You're just paying for extra fat in the burger. You're not actually eating Wagyu Kobe beef.
Yeah, I didn't taste the difference the one time I got it. I'm like, I'll try it. No, wasn't worth it.
Drives me nuts. So there's my rant for the day.
And they also serve you can get grilled chicken patties. Like Lou said, you can get some pork. I took a vegetarian friend there. He loved the portobello mushrooms, and you can kind of measure out your budget and fit it to that with how many options you choose. And allegedly they have a good smash burger, but you got to be careful though.
And you can put peanut.
You can't put peanut butter on the burger. They don't have the proportions right. In my opinion, they don't got the proportions for the peanut butter right. But just don't go there too often. Then one of the waiters will have a thing for you, and it's kind of weird. And then you kind of have to stop going there a little bit. Yeah.
It's one of the cutest things I've ever seen in my life. Hey, Robert, how you doing, man?
Yeah, he knew me. That's the closest I've ever been to being a regular.
So for me, this is a big move. These next two are both summer or warm weather specific, but I think they're the two best dates on the list, on my list. My number two is gas station shawarma and a picnic blanket.
Risky.
Not
Objection.
risky. If you
You stole
go,
my idea.
let's
I don't know how to do
go.
I don't know how to do the
Yeah.
buttons. I'm not that technical.
Yeah,
Oh, there
man.
it is.
I go to Gus's in Wayne. It's on Michigan Avenue. It's in a gas station. It's in downtown Wayne, and it is some of the best shawarma I've ever had. It's not the best, but it's up there. Yeah, you get some really good shawarma, and you just go find a park and sit in the sun. You don't have to tip, and you might spend all 50 of those dollars if you're going hard, but like it'll be worth it. The food will be great. And then, you look like a creative genius. It's like, hey, we're going to go get this good food. We're going to go do the picnic thing. Solid date. Everybody wins. And then, there's room to go off and have a good time and continue the date and, have it be more than just a meal.
Big brain move. Big brain move. So mine is there's this grocery store called Westbourne Market, and I think they have the best like ready to eat food, especially when it comes to sushi, that I've ever experienced. And so me and my wife, what we'll do is we'll either get like a sandwich or another big move, especially if you're a young man who is looking to impress a girl. A charcuterie board, I think, you'll probably squeeze right under $50 if you get a big one. But maybe some brie cheese and some apples and some grapes. Just like eat I'm not gonna say all women eat this way, but there's this thing called like girl dinner, and if you buy stuff like that to impress a girl with girl dinner, and a blanket and some nice drinks, you're good to go, man.
Yeah, dude, girl dinner, I've always heard it called girl lunch, but same concept. I do that. I do girl lunch for lunch at work all the time. I'll just chop up some cheese, bunch of maybe a couple apples, some green grapes, and some almonds. And it's not as fancy as you want your charcuterie board to be, but it'll keep you full and nourished throughout the day.
For sure. And then another big brain move is after that, just go on a walk.
Exactly.
Put your stuff back in your car, find a place behind a tree, and then do some kissing, man.
See, that's
Or not, respectfully.
that's why. I mean, I think I've heard. I'm not positive, but I have heard that women also like doing some kissing.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, men like kissing. My dog loves the kisses. I think it's a pretty universal thing, man.
I will say though, the shawarma does not lend itself to the follow-up
The
kissing.
garlic.
All that.
No, yeah, garlic sauce. But hey, if she's eating garlic sauce, and
Yeah,
you're
if we
eating
both have
sauce,
garlic sauce, it's cancels
You
out.
may as
yeah,
well.
you're in the same. Yeah, you're in the same boat.
Plus, it guarantees she's not a vampire. So always good to check that off the list.
So that was
Yeah,
also
so that
your
was-
number one, Lou.
That was my number one. I wanted to. I'm inspired by when Mike said that I usually pick something that is off topic, so I've been trying to pick one thing that's off topic. And going on a picnic, man, has been one of my favorite night dates with my wife. Is just getting outside, getting some good fresh air and some sun. And then sometimes I just think restaurants are just loud.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to chill, and I want to actually have like good conversation. I'll do it. Have you been on a picnic, Robert?
We've
Is there any picnic spots outside of that? Outside of oil?
there's a few like parks here you could do a picnic spot. We haven't really done much. I think we did one on our honeymoon, but we just haven't. We're not. I think we would like to do more picnics. We just haven't yet. Don't have a basket. It's half the move.
That is have to move. Yeah, you need a basket.
You don't need a basket.
Yes, Mike. We need a basket, and we don't have a basket. So my number one, another place in Tulsa, is McNelly's Irish Pub. Now I don't remember what day of the week it is, but it's either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. They have, I think it was a $5 or $6 burger meal. So as long as you're good to go, yeah, and you get burger, like a big old burger and some fries, and that's only $6. So you go there with your date, you order that, they can get whatever they want, and you have enough money for drinks after, like because they're gonna spend like $20. So then you're less than 30. You can get a couple $5 drinks and you'll be at that 40 mark. So I just think that's a really nice spot where you can, splurge a little bit and have alcohol as long as one of you is getting that deal. If you both like burgers, you guys can get that. Then you have enough for appetizers and drinks. So it's a very good spot. They have indoor-outdoor dining. When my wife and I went there this past October, we just went for drinks. We sat outside and they had fires and everything. It's right in the downtown area and it's nice. It's an Irish pub and it's laid out inside like your typical Irish pub, with the brick and everything. And they have an upstairs and downstairs. And it's one of the few places that actually knows what a brass monkey is, or used to. The bartender, when I went there this past October, whoever's bartending that day did not know what a brass monkey is, and I was sad because in the past they've had a really good brass monkey.
What is a brass monkey?
It is a third rum, a third vodka, and then a third orange juice. And I've heard it.
Oh, okay.
I've heard it split between spice rum and light or clear rum. So that's kind of up to preference, but I just love it. And then you usually have an orange as a garnish, and it's very tasty. Usually, when I got it, it was like almost like a Moscow Mule mug, one of those copper ones, and it's delicious.
Yeah, just like a screwdriver
with rum.
Yeah.
And then you can think of the Beastie Boys whenever you're drinking it. Lou, you still rapping the Beastie Boys? I know you and the Beastie Boys had a past.
Oh yeah, I'm a very in-closet Beastie Boys fan. I guess not anymore. What's that album called what's that album called?
License to Ill? That plane?
License to Ill. I played License to Ill over and over and over again. So, especially the song called Girls, I thought that was
Girls.
As a middle schooler, I thought that was the coolest song ever.
Better than Motley Crue's Girls song, I will say.
Depending on the situation at hand. Both are pretty vulgar.
All right, Mike, bring it on home with your number one.
All right.
My number one is in downtown Northville. And again, you could get away with fall. It's got to be somewhat warm out, though. It is a little sandwich shop called Little Salumi.
Salami?
I honestly have never... It's Salumi, which is... I don't think that's how you spell salami.
No.
That would be two A's. But it's Little Salumi. Jacob, our sound wizard, recommended it to me. And it is fantastic. Good sandwiches, very, very affordable. Like, you're not breaking the bank on sandwiches. They also sell wine. And there's a portion of downtown Northville that is blocked off. Cars don't go through there. And they have pavilions that you can go sit in outside. They got chairs. They got games. Like, you can go play cornhole if you're into that. And it's open alcohol. So you can buy wine, buy your sandwiches, and just go walk around downtown Northville. Enjoy the sights, maybe play a game, do your thing. Great food. You can get food, you can get booze, you can do the whole thing. You can easily do it under $50. And the people there are, like, the owners are super cool. I went with Hot Kyle a while back. We were gonna place our order, and they're like, yeah, and you can walk around and come back, and it'll be ready, or And we said one thing, and we ended up talking movies, video games, horror movies. We just deep dive nerded out with the owners of the shop the whole time. They're super cool, super personable, and big nerds. And it's a little family shop. It's a husband and wife, and they just had a child. So if you're in the area, go support them. Get some awesome food. Take your partner out on an awesome date, and you could do a lot worse.
Is it cold sandwiches, or do they have warm sandwiches?
Either one. They got both.
Nice. That's what I like to hear.
They also have buffalo chicken dip, which I'm a fan of.
Dude, a good buffalo chicken dip is almost impossible to beat.
Yeah, I love because I grew up with not areas like that, and so when I got to experience stuff like that, even downtown Plymouth is one of my favorite places to go.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
And yeah, I love it. Even in the wintertime, they do the ice sculpture or whatever. Have you guys ever been there in downtown Plymouth?
I have.
Yeah.
Light ice on fire. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know if they have gasoline in there.
I'm a big fan of stuff like that. So I'm definitely gonna go to that place soon.
Yeah, I feel like downtown Plymouth eclipses all the suburbs downtown. That's what, at least on our side of Detroit, I feel like that's what where everyone goes. So I haven't really been to downtown Northville.
Yeah, I only started going because Kyle lived down there for a minute. Very similar vibe. Not as big. There's not the big park in the middle, but you're gonna spend about the same amount of money, and they got what is probably, they got some cooler restaurants. There's a place, I think it's called the Exchange, where you can go eat at the bar area, or you can go upstairs and eat on the roof and look down over downtown Northville. Also a very cool experience. Probably not making it out under $50.
When you said Northville, I'm just like, under $50? What?
Right?
Like, I feel like Lucian, his wife, and I went to downtown Plymouth, and I felt like one of the ice cream places we were almost paying $50 because Lucian gaslit the mess out of us.
So back in college, I was a little dirtbag. I used to just try ice cream samples and then leave. I wanted a little bit of ice cream, but I could not afford it, especially at the richer ones. Like I would like if we go to like a Baskin Robbins, like I'll spend $2 to get like a little cup. But those rich areas, man, I'm not spending like $10 to get ice cream. That's absolutely ridiculous. So I don't know. I just assumed that we were all in the same idea because none of us were making a lot of money. And so I'm trying a couple ice creams and I'm nodding my head and I'm like pretending like I'm gonna buy something. And then Robert's buys something and I'm like, dude, what are you doing here? And then my wife buys something and I was like, I guess we're splitting this ice cream because I only have $2 in my bank account right now.
He really sold it. Like he was talking about how he talks up the people behind there. Well, he tricked his wife and I to thinking like, oh, this is some good ice cream, and it was good ice cream. Was it worth the price? No, but like at that point, I felt like I'm like if I get a free taste test, I feel obligated, like I have to buy something. So that was their first mistake.
I mean, the person that's in the counter is definitely not the person. They're just workers. They don't really care. They don't get paid. You know, I mean, they don't get paid by commission, by ice cream scoops.
Well, unless there's a tip jar, then I can pay them that way.
That's fair. To be fair, though, that is my favorite ice cream place now. Now that I make a little bit of money.
Really, you've been back there?
Oh, I've tons of times. Yeah.
So you're welcome, is what I'm hearing. I'm sorry. I've been coming off abrasive this podcast. I'm sorry, guys.
It's probably because
okay. I like it when you bring the spice.
All right, Robert, what are we talking about next week?
Next week, we're going to be talking about top 5 covers/remakes. So something that was made originally and then someone else either redid it or, covered it when it came to the song, and you think it's better than the original.
Oh, I'm gonna piss you off. It's gonna be fun.
Well, yeah, you're gonna put Sound of Silence by Disturbed on there.
Yeah, and it'd be mostly. I probably won't, but if I did, it would be just about you.
Can we do beats, just beats, or does it have to be the full song?
I guess we can include samples in there if that's what you're thinking of.
Okay. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Top Podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe and comment. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please comment and leave a review for us. Hope you had a great week and live long and fight the system.
Down with the system.
Down with the system.
sickness. Oh, wow.